let's explore that possibility. So in our FCT file, if we were to search for access systems and extract the access systems to instantiate, then we could automatically fulfill that. So under instantiate, now before we do this, let's take a look again at the power copy. So here under power copy 1, we have an input of access. So we go under inputs, we can see that we need something called access. So under instantiate template, we can add an attribute here. This attribute will be a pointer. A pointer could be any feature. In our case, it's going to be an access system. So now if we look at this, we've extended our instantiate template with access. So now we need to tell it what access. So to tell it what access we need to create a rule. So we can create a knowledge-aware rule. We'll reorder it here. So we can define some inputs, and an input would be, again, a pointer. And what we're going to do is we're going to reference the part. So I created this thing called part in as an attribute. And then we're also going to create an output, and the output's going to be a pointer, and it will be access. Access system. So now we have a part and an access system. So we're going to access the part, we're going to query for our access system, and we're going to output an access system. So we need to do some linking here. I want to link this input with this output. So I can say link to this. So now I have this little graphic of a chain link where I'm linked to this, and I can put my cursor here and I can see that the link is to bind object link. And the same here. So the output will be the access system, so I want to create the link to my access system. So if I hold my cursor here, I can see that that link is to the KWA language access system. So what we're going to do, we're going to edit this rule. We're going to query. We're going to do a query to the part. So what I did is I clicked on this because this is the beginning of where I'm going to query. So we do a query, we're going to create a list. So I'm creating a temporary variable that's a list. So I'll say part dot query for access system. So this will return a list of all the access systems within the part. Now I know that my part only has one access system, so I could simply get the first access in the list. Because we have to make sure that the parameters are all correct. I had a type mismatch there. So now we'll go ahead and do just that. So I need to assign this output the first access in this list. So we'll use that list. So we'll get item 1 in the list. Okay, so now just to look back at what we've just done. Okay, we're getting the root level of the part through the bind, and its output of the root level is this link. So we're going to query for access systems. Okay. We can even change this. So we can say so we get the root of the part. We're going to query the part. We're going to output an access system from the part, and we're going to send that. We're going to feed that access system to our instantiate template. Okay, so let's save it. We've already generated our workbench. We don't have to generate the workbench again. We just had to save our changes. And let's go ahead and access our workbench. And insert power copy. There we go. So what happened is that we filtered the catalog automatically, and we instantiated the power copy without doing any interactive selection.